So thank you once more for staying with us till now. We've been here since 10 o'clock. Now we're going to have a quick panel session with our friends from GIG Logistics and also from Skynet. And what we're going to discuss is staying on top of deliveries during the holiday shopping period. Like, as we all know, there are lots of deliveries flying around, and there's the chances of something bad happening is extremely high. So what we're going to discuss with them is how do we ensure that during this holiday period, our deliveries go well, right? So I'm going to invite Mr. Nnamdi Amadi from GIG Logistics. Please give him a round of applause. And also Mr. Toyinbo Noah Amadi from Skynet. All right. So please, could you please both introduce yourselves and your companies?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm actually excited to be here. My name is Nnamdi Amadi. I manage delivery operations for GIG Logistics.
Good afternoon, gentlemen and ladies. Okay. Yeah, okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Noah Adeyemi Toyinbo. I represent Skynet. I work as operation manager.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. So would you say delivery logistics gets complicated during the holiday season? And what are some non-obvious things that make it so, if that's the case?
Okay, so as we all know, it's during the period of Christmas, it gets really crazy. I think, but the major problem that a lot of e-commerce businesses have, or business owners have, is planning. A lot of times you have a lot of fire brigade approach. Now, note that a lot of companies, logistics companies, do not have all of these resources to cater for these things. So planning is one of the major problems that people actually have.
Okay, all right, cool. Thank you so much. So, Mr. Toyinbo, yep. Quick question here. So sorry, give me a minute. Okay. Yeah, so what do you think, what are the things to look out for when choosing a delivery partner as a business? What are the things to look out for?
In choosing a delivery partner for any business, especially e-commerce that we are into, the number one thing we should look for is the network of that company. It's not the physical structure that delivers shipment. What are the real concrete things that are on ground to make delivery very effective and have a seamless operational failure? Most people do look at the physical structure, but it goes beyond that. What are the in thing the company has? What are the ways to mitigate against both internal and external problems that might arise in the course of delivery? That's why governmental programs and everything do affect deliveries. Security-wise, also a problem. But all these challenges must be tackled from the onset. And that means the team that you are working with, you must know all those things for you to have a good partners that will not run you crazy when you are giving business to them. Structurally, fine, it must be perfect. Technologically, it must be perfect. In the era at which we are, you cannot do without technology. In my company that I represent, we have one of the best tracking technology in this world. And that's why our bulk of shipments come from the e-commerce. And that's where our strength lies. Not that we are not doing local deliveries, but it's keep to notch. Just a tap. You access whatever is online. And it will give you the stages at which your shipment is. And that is it. Look at the structure, look at the network, human factor, pricing, and all the rest. People believe in, cheap price. Oh, no wala. You hand over to them. But you must look beyond that. What will not run you mad is what you should look for in choosing a partner that you want to deal with, especially in logistics. Very fast indeed, very challenging, very problematic. But It can be handled. It can be done. It must be done. Thank you very much.
All right, well, thank you very much. So this next question I'm going to ask both of you because I think it's like really important. So it's that, what are some mistakes that you see businesses make when it comes to deliveries during the holiday period? So I'm going to start from you.
Okay, so first off, a lot of companies overpromise and underdeliver. So company XYZ says, oh, I'll deliver from Lagos to Abuja in 2 hours. In reality, it can't happen. And because the business owners want to hear that kind of story, they say, okay, take my shipment, and then 3 days later you're hearing stories, this happened, that happened, and all of that. So that's one of the problems that people have. But what I would say as regards handling issues like that is, first of all, look for companies that have that network and technology, because the truth of the matter is you can sit in your house and see everything you want to see about your shipments, pretty much. If you have that kind of company, or if you're doing business that kind of logistics company, then you're rest assured. The truth of the matter is we can't sit here and say things will not happen in logistics. And that's why it's logistics. The reason it's logistics is because things would always go wrong. But as a business owner, I feel like what you really want is, what happens if things go wrong? What would my logistics partner do for me if things go wrong? So if you have that, then I don't think you want much more than that, to be honest with you.
Okay, so Mr. Twain, what are mistakes that you see businesses do?
In logistics, if you want to have a seamless operation, I mean operation that is faultless, human resources must be looked into critically, because shipment is not being handled by spirit, it's a human being. And you know, human factor goes a long way to have operational failures. Logistics, generally, is a crazy business, but notwithstanding, how do you handle issues in the course of operational failure? What are the feedback mechanisms that you have? What we said in logistics is purely information. But how you are able to manage it effectively is what matters. Not that you will just ignore your client when you have a failure that you have seen inside. Because the vehicle we are using, the Okada we are using, all these things are being manned by human being. Human error. Nigerian has a peculiar problem. Our roads are bad, especially in this time. And during the peak period, not only in holiday, there's some peak period in our businesses. That's why in my office, nobody goes on leave in the month of November and December, because we believe that is the peak period of the business. Wherein we must see effective delivery of all shipment that is in our custody. Even during Salah, especially for the e-commerce, when I order a shipment from UK that will land in Lagos in the next 2 days, there is a time frame given by our partners that we must effect delivery. If it's within an airport location, 24 hours. Once it's beyond that, maximum 48 hours. Extreme end, 72 hours. But if you are unable to meet those targets, how are you relating to the consignee? How do you get in touch with them? So that's why the customer service must be up and doing. And we should not over-promise our customers. Don't worry, in 1 hour, you are there. And you know within your heart of heart that it cannot be possible. But that's what people want to hear. That's what people love to hear. And they just buy into it. And when there is failure, they go crazy, sending messages, nasty one, calling you names, slandering you, especially on social media these days. You will see a whole lot there. A man that has never shipped, who has somebody complaining about a company, will go to join. Yes, I saw them. I was once a victim. But we need to tell ourselves the basic truth. Okay, when you are signing SLA with anybody, when you are having a business agreement, we must come into a realizable agreement, sensible agreement. that the both party will also work towards. As he said, Mr. Namdi, we cannot but have operational challenges because people are the one managing the affair in logistics. And logistic problem is universal. It's not limited to Nigeria. Go to US where they have all the systems working, all the network working, everything working. They are also having challenges. There are some times where we will push and push and push for any shipment being sent from Nigeria, even to America. So it's universal. But how can we domesticate it here and see that we have a maximum result of our agreement and SLA? And that's why the three things I've mentioned earlier will still come to bear now. Network, environmental matters. There are some areas, if you're sending to Borno now, to get an office in Borno now is a problem. Nobody wants to go and die. Where people are throwing bombs all around. Those are a challenge. But we must service those areas. What are the things we must put in place to see that we effectively deliver to those areas, the war zones, problematic area? I remember during the Operation Python dance that happened in Abia State. I remember very well. There are a lot of shipments that went to us that side. We have to be calling the people. So your shipment cannot be delivered because of this and this. And people are not immune to what's happening around them. So all these things are what we must look into. But notwithstanding, operational challenges can never cease in logistics. But we should exercise patience when there are problems and look for how to get it done. But the reason why you hand it over to us is because of the trust that you have in us. And we will definitely continue to serve you by the best of our ability and our strength and knowledge. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. All right, so the next question is, what are some best practices for businesses like the e-commerce businesses, the businesses in this room, what are some best practices for them to adopt to ensure high delivery success rates for the packages that they are sending to their customers during this holiday period? So like, what are some best practices for businesses in this room to adopt to ensure high delivery success rates during the holiday shopping period? Let's start with Mr. Namdi.
So I'd say, like I mentioned earlier, right, planning is one of them. That's very important. The problem a lot of business owners have is it's Christmas. We know how crazy it gets in December. But a lot of businesses want to actually do everything on the 24th of December. And they want to ensure that these customers get their items before Christmas, which is almost impossible. And interestingly, you meet a lot of companies, logistics partners that say to you, oh, give me your shipment. I'll deliver to them before Christmas. Don't worry, by 7 a.m. they are there. Now you're saying, okay, I've seen someone. Okay, now, so two scenarios. Now you go to GIG. GIG says to you, it's 24th of December. This shipment will not get to Enugu until 26th. And I say, no, I want it to be delivered on 25th. Then you go to another company, and the company says, oh, yes, I'll deliver on 25th. Now you call your customer in Enugu. Oh, don't worry, by 7 a.m. tomorrow, you're getting your shipment. Now it's 27th of December, shipment hasn't arrived. And you're saying to yourself, why didn't I just go to GIG? Because they told you the truth. So a lot of business owners don't like to hear the truth. That's just what it is. So if you plan properly, I don't think we'll have issues. Because truth of the matter, a lot of companies don't have these resources. They don't have these resources. How many companies have 500 vehicles? How many companies have 200 trucks? So in GIG, we boast about having a large number of fleets. I'm sure you all see it. We boast about having best technologies. But the truth of the matter is, we still don't have enough resources to cater for the deliveries of every business owner. So what we've done to cater for your needs in December, we're launching an app on the 5th of November, which is Tuesday. It's called the GIG Go app. It will be available for download by Monday. So what that does for you, it's more like, it works like an e-hailing app. So the way you have your Uber, your Bolt, where you have people sign up to Bolt and Uber to drive and make as much as 150,000 a week rather. So what we've done, we've partnered with a lot of these guys, bike owners, vans, car owners. So what Bolt does for you, as human beings, we're doing for you with your packages. So now, all you have to do is sit in your office, download the app, sit in your office, make a request to ship an item from point A to point B. You're seeing the nearest, if it's a bike, if you need a bike, you see the nearest bike around you. The bike comes to you, he picks up your items, you're tracking your shipment until it gets to the delivery point. So that's what we're launching on the 5th of December. So it means, because we are a forward-thinking company, so like we say in GIG, we are first. Okay, somebody talking about payment. So this is how it works. So this is how it works. So there will be no cash involved. It's a wallet system. So you can't ship without funding your wallets. We know Nigerians are wonderful people. So you can't ship without having money in your wallets, right? So all you have to do, by Monday, download this app, and by Tuesday, we're launching live. We're pushing a lot of marketing. We're doing a lot of blasts. We're actually ready for Christmas, to be honest. Thank you.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So
When we talk of best practices, it's not far-fetched, it's achievable. We need to put in place a whole lot of things. We must be realistic whenever we are agreeing on the time frame. That's one of the key things, okay? Though over-ambitious thing, don't worry, 24 hours. Whereas you know it's not possible, okay? So all these things are very key. Your planning and coordination, how do you coordinate the deliveries that you are handling? 1,001 shipments going to different location directions. It must be properly coordinated very, very well. So coordination is what is lacking, and that's why we do have operational failure. Who are the people that you are using? That's why I said it to him when we were having background discussion. We cannot be everywhere. Even in US, there are some areas that FedEx has strength. There are some areas that DHL has strength. So in Nigeria. But we must all see that we do our best to see that we handle our managerial ability effectively. Those are the best practices. We should not lie to ourselves. Tell ourselves the truth. And not because of anything, because pricing is key, as I said. Pricing is very, very key. Because if pricing is not right, it's like me servicing you, and in servicing you, I will now lose my shirt because of service. It cannot be done that way. If I thought we are saying free delivery, free shipment, you are paying somehow. Somebody is paying for you. Somebody must pay the bill. Okay? All the operational vehicles will not run on water. They run on fuel. The same thing happens with Okada. Taxes are there to be paid. All these bills must be handled. And the whole thing is within that business system. It must pay for its own service. But you know what? Cost effectiveness matters. I know what people love to hear is the cost, not minding the consequence. If it's too cheap, think twice. But the best practice is that cost effective in operational activities is key. Thank you very much.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. So there are businesses here that sell to customers outside Nigeria. So what are some things to keep in mind if you have customers that are outside Nigeria and you have to do deliveries for them?
Internationally, my company is second to none. The reason being that we have the network. There's no part of the world. Yes. There's no part of the world that we don't have representatives. Okay? Internationally, we have the coverage. We have the coverage, and if you leverage on the coverage, there's no way you will not have, once you give us shipment, go and sleep, it will be delivered. But mind you, there are some things that we need to look into when you are doing international shipment. What are the regulations that we must follow? Assuming now somebody come to me now and say you want to send a DG. Some companies, like my company, we don't normally handle DG, especially when it comes to issues that have to do with airline blasting.
What did you call it, DG?
Yeah, dangerous goods.
Oh, okay.
Even any phone that has a battery is a DG. it cannot be shipped. If at all it's going to be shipped, it must be declared. And in declaring a DG format, it takes a long process and is very, very high. Imagine now a 24,000 for a phone of 1 kg, you have to do a DG paper of 25,000 naira. And what is before operational costs will now be added to it. So depending on who is shipping, okay, if they can afford it, it's possible. There's nothing impossible in business, but we must do it right. I have seen a case where somebody refused to declare a DG, and it was a free flight from Nigeria to London. And that was the end of that guy till today. Okay, so it's a serious matter. The only thing I will say, there is no way we will not have operational failure, as I've said. Even the people that we look up to, the white men, the developed countries that we say, yes, they have a perfect system, they have challenges as well, because they are also human beings who are going to handle these things. Most of the things we do in Nigeria, we go extra mile, we push and push and push. In those areas, once you engage somebody for 2 hours, at the expiration of 2 hours, he leaves the office, except somebody take over from him. So those are the issues. I'm not saying all systems are perfect, but there are rules for improvement. And as a company that is growing day by day, we must also improve along the line. But majorly, we need to know that operation is a challenging thing in logistics and courier business.
All right, thank you very much. So, Mr. Namdi, the same question to you. The businesses here that deliver to customers outside Nigeria, what are some things they should keep in mind this holiday season as they plan their deliveries?
Okay, so I'll start with, first off, like you mentioned, there are a lot of goods that you can't actually ship outside the country. So we need, as business owners, we need to understand, so when we're closing deals, we need to understand the things we can ship and the things we can't ship, because you don't want to get money from a customer and you find out that at the end of the day you can't ship these items.
Can you give examples, apart from electronics that have like batteries, what other things are there that might be hard to ship out of Nigeria?
So there's some drugs you can't ship out of the country because you need to get, what's it called? Doctor's prescriptions and all of that.
I see.
Most
so
products.
Herbs you can't ship.
Okay.
Most products, you see, number one, you are not allowed to send traveler checks.
What is a traveler check?
Checks. Manager's check.
Check.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
it's illegal.
Okay.
And you know, it's in thing now. Nigerians being who we are. Yeah, I will say it. I will say it. Let's be honest with ourselves. Fraudsters are running people into problem. Very key. About a week ago, I learned they intercepted a 1 billion manager's check at International. A 1 billion worth of checks being sent to US. We all heard of the 86th list flying around. They have accomplices here. So those are the things. You know, we need to get to what I can ship and what I cannot ship. Even in some countries, they have their own peculiarity. In US, you hardly send drugs except on a special request, and it must be certified by a doctor, not ordinarily, not mere doctor. A recognized hospital must have a backup before it can be allowed into their own system. So those are the things we need to look into and know. Most of us who are sending shipment internationally, we don't know the destination requirements, and it's key in sending shipment. I have seen a case where we stem from Nigeria, but at the other end, they stop it from being processed. They have to return it. And you know what? If a shipment is sent, it's at a cost. If it's being brought back, it's at a cost. If it's going to be destroyed, it's at a cost. And who will bear the cost? That's a big question and a challenge. I've had cases where a shipment is sent, problem arose. Bring back my shipment. Most of us, we even under-declare our shipment. A shipment of 5 naira, of 100,000. Help me write 2,000 there. When problem arises in the cost of the shipping, the cost is 100,000. What did you sign? So those are the areas we need to look into. We must tell ourselves all these things, basic truth, so that we will not run into problem. Whatever you have signed with, I have a case where somebody ship a clothing materials. You know, in courier or logistics, we are bound to have problem. 3 pieces were sent to US, a piece was delivered. The remaining 2 got missing in transit. Not anybody can do. And it was this ashoke meant for a wedding. You understand that? Yes. Meant for a wedding. So what can you explain to that individual? And the shipment actually left here. The airline, I will not mention him, said, go and put for claims. And what they wrote on the invoice is insignificant comparatively. Before you know it, problem arose. Because if you are pushed for claim, forget, a token will be given. Yeah. And it's not logistic fault, because we don't have an airline. We also depend on somebody. It's a chain business. That every chain is so important. But we must know that if we are doing any shipping at all, we must be truthful in our dealings. Yeah. At times, you can go scot-free and nothing happens. But when it backfires, be ready to face the consequence. Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So we're getting to the end now. Before we let everyone from the audience ask questions, I'll ask one last question to both of you, which is that there are lots of businesses in here. If they want to contact your business and your business, like, how do they reach you? What's like the best way to reach you and do business with you? Let's start from you.
Okay, so
you've talked a bit about the app. Maybe you say it again, and other ways they can reach you.
Okay, so the GIG Go app available for download from Monday. So that would do a lot of good. So but physically, we have over 85 centers in Nigeria, over 30 in Lagos. So recently we opened 3 different delivery hubs to ensure that we cater for your deliveries within Lagos. And we're continuously expanding. Basically, in GIGL, we say to ourselves that we're first a technology company before a logistics company. So the way we think, we're first a technology company before a logistics company. So we do things differently. As much as we're opening hubs everywhere, we're driven by technology. The truth of the matter is, we're trying as much as possible to reduce the stress we give you guys by visiting our centers. Sit in your offices, sit anywhere, in your toilets, make this request, someone will pick up your items and deliver to where you want it to. Thank you so much.
Right, thank you very much.
Yeah. The company is at number 1921 Balogun Street of Akiremi is close by here. That's the head office. Okay, the Skynet is located in that place. And we have offices in 23 states of Nigeria. Okay, 23 states, I can boast of that. If you www.skynetnigeria.com is also there. We don't have app for now. Okay, yeah, you don't have app for now. But notwithstanding, the office is there. We have telephone numbers all over. Okay,
So where can they find the telephone numbers? On the website?
Okay, yeah, phone numbers are on the website.
Can you say the website again?
www.skynetnigeria.com.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yep.
All right, cool. Thank you very much. So,
okay, so just to add this, so we just opened a digital hub somewhere in Bagada. I know some of you have seen it. Massive place, massive.
All right.
Yeah, of course, yes.
All right, cool. Thank you. So,
hello. Somebody is asking a question about do we do pickups? As he also said, this business, to make it easier, we do pickups. Okay, pickups virtually. Sir?
Hello, sir. So
www.
Yeah, so we're going to get to the questions.
So we do pickups, okay, from virtually every part of the world. Every part of the world, even not Nigeria. If you have pickup anywhere in the world, we have offices located any part of the world. We have our contact very close to where you are. We tell you the address. You can do a drop-off. We can do a pickup. But if it's door to door, if it's door to airport, depending on your wants. We are here to serve you better. Okay?
Thank you very much, sir. So now we're going to take questions from the audience. We'll take only 3 questions because of time. Again, immediately after the question session, if you have extra questions, please feel free to meet them. I'm sure they'll be around for 10, 15 minutes immediately after the session. So I'm going to pass the mic to my friend, who is going to be the one to pick